Imagine for a moment that every choice we make leaves a deep imprint on our soul. What if I told you that something as common as a drink can open invisible doors to dimensions we don't fully understand? And if those doors don't always lead to places of light today, we're going to explore a topic that has been debated, ignored, and often misunderstood: the spiritual consequences of drinking alcohol, known by many in its etymological root as Al-Kuhul. I promise that by the end of this video, you will have a completely different perspective on this practice, and more importantly, you will understand the most powerful truth of all, one that could transform how you see your connection with the universe and with yourself. Stay until the end, because what we are about to discover will not only challenge your beliefs, but also illuminate hidden aspects that have been present since the dawn of humanity. Since the beginning of time, civilizations have used substances to alter their state of consciousness. The sacred wine of Greek ceremonies, the soma of ancient India, or the spirits used in shamanic rituals. But what makes alcohol so unique and at the same time so dangerous? To understand this, we must start with its etymological and symbolic origin. The word alcohol comes from the Arabic al-Kuhul, which originally referred to a fine powder used to enhance the eyes, but which also had connotations related to extracting essence. In alchemical terms, al-Kuhul symbolized a process of distillation to obtain the spirit of a substance. This leads us to a disturbing truth. Alcohol is not just a physical substance. It is a bridge to the spiritual, a catalyst that can open the soul to external influences. The renowned Persian physician and mystic Avicenna already warned that substance abuse could disrupt the body's humors, altering the connection between the soul and the spirit. According to many esoteric traditions, the consumption of alcohol weakens the energy field that surrounds each person, which some call the aura. This weakening can allow external energies, often negative, to enter our personal space. Let's think about this. How many times have we seen someone completely transform under the influence of alcohol? That transformation isn't just chemical, it's also spiritual. Mystic traditions hold that alcohol acts as a solvent for barriers, leaving the individual vulnerable to thoughts and emotions that aren't their own. For example, in Sufism, a mystical branch of Islam, it's said that alcohol clouds the heart, the seat of connection to the divine. For them, true ecstasy and communion with the transcendental don't require external stimulants, as they come from inner purity. This idea is also found in Buddhism, where the fifth precept warns against intoxication, not only for its physical effects, but because it clouds spiritual discernment. Now let's reflect. What happens when a person regularly consumes alcohol? According to the scholar Rudolf Steiner, founder of anthroposophy, habitual alcohol consumption can atrophy spiritual senses, separating the individual from their innate ability to perceive universal truth. Steiner argued that alcohol closes the doors to the higher evolution of the human spirit, blocking our capacity to connect with higher levels of consciousness. But there's something even deeper. Many ancient cultures believed that alcohol affects not just the individual in the present, but also has repercussions in their future incarnations. According to these traditions, actions performed under the influence of alcohol are recorded with a particular intensity, creating karma that may be difficult to overcome in later lives. This raises a crucial question. How can we protect ourselves from these consequences while living in a world where alcohol is so prevalent in social and cultural life? The answer isn't simple, but it begins with awareness. Take a moment to reflect. Have you ever wondered what price your soul pays for each fleeting experience of pleasure? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, because what we're discovering together here might be the first step toward deep change. Alcohol consumption, beyond its visible effects, has a profound and often overlooked impact on the subtler levels of our existence. While modern science has primarily focused on the physical and psychological aspects of this substance, spiritual and esoteric traditions have pointed out for centuries that its influence goes far beyond the body and mind. Let's consider, for a moment, the concept of vibration, which is fundamental in various spiritual teachings. Everything that exists in the universe vibrates at a specific frequency, including our own life energy. According to these teachings, alcohol has an extremely low vibration, meaning it can lower the vibrational frequency of those who consume it. This is not merely a metaphor, but a spiritual reality recognized by many cultures. In indigenous traditions, for example, it is believed that alcohol opens a portal that allows unwanted spirits to enter. These spirits, known as energetic intruders, can influence a person's behavior and emotions, leading them to act in ways that are not aligned with their true essence. That's why shamans and healers often strictly prohibit the consumption of alcohol before any ceremony or ritual, as they know its presence can disturb the delicate balance between the physical and spiritual worlds. The psychologist and philosopher Carl Jung also recognized the role of alcohol in the spiritual realm, referring to it as a substitute for transcendent experiences. Jung observed that many people turn to alcohol in search of a connection with something greater than themselves. However, this connection is illusory and often destructive. Rather than elevating the spirit, alcohol plunges it into a state of disconnection and confusion. This leads us to reflect on the impact of alcohol on consciousness. When a person is under its influence, their ability to discern right from wrong is altered. The decisions made in that state are often driven by selfish desires or uncontrolled emotions, leading to consequences that affect not only their present life, but also their long-term spiritual development. An example of this can be found in Kabbalah, which teaches that the human soul is in constant evolution, seeking to ascend to higher levels of connection with the divine. However, the consumption of substances like alcohol can stall this process, trapping the soul in repetitive cycles of suffering and disconnection. According to this tradition, every act driven by alcohol creates a shadow in the soul, a mark that must be purified through conscious effort and deep repentance. Now let's consider how alcohol consumption affects our relationships. Under its influence, words and actions can become hurtful, impulsive. This not only harms our bonds with others, but also creates an internal separation, a conflict between who we truly are and who we become under the influence of this substance. Spirituality, at its core, is about remembering our true nature and living in harmony with the highest purpose of our existence. But alcohol, by clouding the mind and weakening the spirit, takes us away from this truth, disconnects us from our intuition, that inner voice that guides us onto the right path, and makes us forget the wisdom that resides within us, replacing it with an emptiness we try to fill with more consumption, creating a vicious cycle that is hard to escape. So, an important question arises. Is it possible to reverse the spiritual effects of alcohol? The answer, according to various traditions, is a resounding yes. But this process requires a deep commitment to healing and personal transformation. Meditation, prayer, fasting, and introspection are powerful tools that can help us cleanse our energy and restore our connection to the divine. For those seeking a path to redemption, practicing forgiveness, both towards oneself and towards others, is also essential. Acknowledging the mistakes made under the influence of alcohol and seeking to make amends is a crucial step in the healing process. Additionally, surrounding oneself with people and environments that support this spiritual journey can make a significant difference in the ability to overcome the consequences of the past. As you reflect on what we've shared so far, I invite you to consider this thought. Every choice we make, no matter how small it seems, has the power to bring us closer to or further away from our purest essence. What path will you choose from now on? The path to spiritual liberation and reconciliation with our purest essence requires a deep understanding of the choices we make every day. Alcohol, as we have explored, impacts not only our body and mind, but also our soul and our connection to the universe. To better understand this impact, it is essential to delve into how the subtle energies surrounding us interact with this substance and how we can protect ourselves from its effects. In many spiritual traditions, it is taught that the human body is a sacred temple. This concept refers not just to the physical aspect, but to the entirety of our being, body, mind, spirit, and energy. When we introduce alcohol into this temple, we disrupt its natural balance. According to Ayurvedic medicine, alcohol generates AMA, a toxin that not only affects the physical body, but also blocks the flow of prana or vital energy that runs through our being. This blockage can manifest as a disconnection from our intuition, difficulty in meditating, or even a loss of purpose. Scholars of esotericism have pointed out that alcohol consumption especially affects the solar plexus chakra, the energy center associated with willpower, personal power, and identity. When this chakra is unbalanced, it's common to experience insecurity, a lack of self-control, and vulnerability to external influences. This is where the concept of energetic entities comes into play. According to these teachings, alcohol can weaken our natural energetic protection, leaving our auric field exposed to negative energies or even entities that feed on our vitality. An example of this belief is found among the native peoples of North America, who referred to alcohol as fire water. For them, the substance had the power to consume not only the body, but also the spirit. For this reason, many tribes prohibited its use, understanding that the spiritual cost was too high. In their ceremonies, the connection with ancestors and the Great Spirit required a clear mind and a pure heart, conditions that alcohol could not guarantee. But all is not lost for those who have fallen under the influence of this substance. Spiritual recovery is possible, and many traditions offer clear paths toward healing. In Christianity, for example, there is talk of the renewal of the spirit through repentance and faith. This renewal is not just an act of will, it's a profound process that involves letting go of the burdens of the past and redirecting life towards a higher connection with the divine. In Hinduism, mantras and meditation are powerful tools for purifying the mind and spirit of the negative impressions left by alcohol. By repeating a sacred mantra like Om Namah Shivaya, it is believed that internal energies are harmonized and lost balance is restored. These methods not only cleanse the energetic field, but also help elevate an individual's vibrational frequency, bringing them closer to higher states of consciousness. The willingness to transform our relationship with alcohol also requires a change in cultural perception. We live in a society that glorifies its consumption, associating it with celebration, success, and socialization. However, it is necessary to question these narratives and seek alternatives that honor our physical, emotional, and spiritual health. Choosing practices that foster authentic connection, such as yoga, dance, or conscious gatherings, can be a powerful way to replace habits that no longer serve us. As we move along this path of self-discovery, it is crucial to surround ourselves with people who share our values and support our spiritual growth. Support circles such as meditation groups or spiritual communities can provide a safe space to reflect, share experiences, and keep us motivated on our journey. Additionally, seeking the guidance of a spiritual mentor or a specialized therapist can be invaluable for those facing deep challenges in this process. Finally, let's remember that the human spirit has an infinite capacity to heal and transcend. No matter how far we may have gone in alcohol consumption, or how many wrong decisions we've made under its influence, there is always the possibility of a new beginning. Each day offers us an opportunity to choose consciously, to align with our truth, and to walk toward a more authentic and fulfilling life. I invite you now to reflect on these words and share your experiences in the comments. How have you perceived the impact of alcohol in your life? Not just physically, but also emotionally and spiritually. By sharing our stories, we create a space for mutual learning and collective transformation. Life is a constant flow of choices, and each one has the potential to bring us closer to or further away from our purest essence. When we talk about alcohol and its impact on our existence, we are not just evaluating a substance. We are exploring the symbolic and energetic relationship we have with what we consume. To fully understand how to free ourselves from its spiritual effects, we must delve into the roots of our decisions and explore the tools that allow us to transcend them. A crucial aspect of this journey is recognition. Often, alcohol consumption arises from an unconscious search for escape or relief, an attempt to silence the internal noise or fill emotional voids. However, What we truly long for isn't found externally, but rather in reconnecting with our own soul. As the philosopher Lao Tzu said, knowledge of others is intelligence. Knowledge of oneself is wisdom. Recognizing ourselves is the first step in understanding why we turn to alcohol and what it represents in our lives. It may serve as a release valve for stress, a social habit, or even a family tradition. But when we look beyond the surface, we discover that those reasons are merely masks hiding deeper needs, the desire for connection, inner peace, or meaning. True liberation begins when we choose to confront these needs from a place of authenticity. This requires courage, as it means facing our wounds head-on and allowing ourselves to feel them without numbing. It also involves accepting that we are responsible for our choices, and that, although the path to transformation may be challenging, it is also deeply rewarding. Throughout history, great spiritual teachers have offered tools to assist us in this journey of self-discovery and healing. One of the most powerful is meditation, a practice that invites us to be present with what is, without judgment or resistance. Through meditation, we can observe our emotions and thoughts clearly, identifying patterns that keep us trapped in destructive cycles. Another fundamental tool is the power of intention. When we set a clear intention to heal and elevate our energy, we send a signal to the universe and to our own soul that we are ready for change. This intention can be expressed through daily affirmations such as, "I choose to care for my body and spirit," or "I release what no longer serves me." These statements, though simple, reprogram our beliefs and behaviors. In addition to these practices, the power of community should not be underestimated. Surrounding ourselves with people who share our vision of a more conscious life can be a great support in times of doubt or weakness. Spiritual communities, support groups, or even a close circle of friends can provide the encouragement and motivation we need to stay on track. However, the process of release is not linear. There will be days when the desire to revert to old habits is strong, and others when we feel completely aligned with our truth. In these moments, it's important to remember that every step we take towards healing, no matter how small, is an act of self-love. And self-love is the key to unlocking our true potential. When we manage to free ourselves from the chains of alcohol and its spiritual effects, we experience a profound shift in our energy. Our vibrational frequency rises, our intuition sharpens, and our connection with the divine strengthens. It's as if a fog that once clouded our vision dissipates, allowing us to see the world with renewed clarity. In this state, we can create a life more aligned with our values and purpose. Relationships become more authentic, decisions more conscious, and our existence more fulfilling. It's a spiritual rebirth that reminds us who we really are, beings of light, love, and wisdom. To conclude, let's reflect on the idea that everything in life is an opportunity for learning and growth. Even our falls and mistakes have a purpose, as they teach us valuable lessons that help us evolve. If alcohol has been a part of your life in any way, do not see it as an insurmountable obstacle, but rather as an invitation to explore your inner power and your capacity for transformation. Now, I ask you, what steps are you willing to take to care for your body, mind, and spirit? What commitment will you make to yourself from this moment on? Let me know in the comments, because your words can inspire others on their own path of healing and awakening. This journey we've shared is just the beginning. Every day is a new opportunity to choose consciously, to elevate our energy, and to live in alignment with universal truth, ready to take that step. The time is now. Thank you for watching.